Hello, this is Timoresum Total Nerdery Channel. And we are back into StarMade finally. And today we will take a look at the energy system, or the new dev build of the power system. So this is the latest dev build of StarMade, and this is the new power system. And we will go through the features of the power system, and I will show you kind of what I've learned from the power system. And this is one funny thing here. You can see we have gravity, but there is no such thing as a gravity block around. And that's because the gravity was on that via the fancy new system. So anyways, we'll spawn some new stuff here. Here we have the power reactor. And if we scroll down here, we have the new power system. Power reactor power. This is the power reactor. Not to be confused with reactor power. Yes, great names. I hope they change that. Reactor power sounds stupid. Here we have a reactor stabilizer and conduits, and we have lots of chambers. But we'll begin with spawning a couple of regular stuff to make a ship. So we'll have some shields, and yeah, we have some shields. We're also gonna spawn a gun. I haven't actually tried too much using the guns and stuff, but we'll do it. So, of course, we need some block. Let's use some nice black hull. Okay. So let's spawn a new ship. And we can enter it. We'll make a little platform thing here. Here we can see we have a new menu on the side here. We can rename the ship, which is nice. Structure, we see stats here. We have power, thrusters, shields, Pretty cool. So I wonder now, if we spawn a recharger, will we get... Oh, interesting. We actually have our basic shields. 100 shields basic, nice. Anyways, we have weapons there, docks. We can undock all here, very dangerous, but nice, I guess. I don't know. Anyways, let's build a little ship. We want to... No, I haven't. It's a new install, so I haven't removed all NPCs. NPCs suck as much as usual. The AI is catastrophical, but it's nothing new. It kind of collides into stuff as usual and causes lots of lag, but that is the regular stuff, unfortunately. But well, I'm sure they will work on that when the new power system is up and running, and well, we hope that will be as soon as possible. Okay, actually we don't need this big ship. That is enough of a big ship, and make it nice. All right. So, reactors. If we place down reactors here, we can see in the menu on the side here, we have reactor blocks. Let me change this to 1. And we have recharge per second. And you can see we can place blocks here until 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks. And until 6 blocks. 5 blocks makes us have 1% stabilization, and of course we can, if we separate 5 blocks, we still have full stabilization, but you notice that the recharge is the same. and that is because only one reactor can be active at the same time. Let me just try here. 500, 500. Okay, they seem to rearch 500 each. Don't know if orientation matters, but let's use the whoops, undo button. Let's use the 4-piece reactor. Now, if we have stabilizers, they won't change the recharge per second because our reactor isn't big enough. However, whoops, if we have more reactor modules, so let's say we have 8 here, you can see we have 0.6% stabilization, so it's not stable. And we still have only 500 recharge per second. But if we spawn stabilizers, we'll get this error because it won't be as, full efficient. We need to have them at least this much separated. So now, with only 2 stabilizers, we are 2.9%. When I tested earlier, we needed to have, we had a larger reactor, and I think we had 80 blocks, and then we needed around as much stabilizers. So for really big ships, you will, if they don't change it, of course, you will need to have one huge, like you will have lots of many stabilizers, but you will not need to have a big reactor. You only need a specific size of the reactor. And the stabilizers seem to be, you can place them on different places. Down in the middle you can see power reactor times 8, stabilizer times 3. So it actually tells you how many blocks it is. It's really, really useful. So you can see we have 800 when we spawn stabilizers, which means that the stabilizer can make the reactor work to its full potential, and the amount of reactor blocks sets the amount of full workforce. So for a small ship with only maybe 4 reactors, it's useless to have stabilizers, We don't need to have stabilizers because it doesn't change anything. We're already 1.0% stable. That's weird. It should be said 100% stable, but anyways, that's like decimal value. Oh well. So the percent symbol doesn't make sense, but it's an early build, so If we place it here, now you can see here. Oh, okay. So we still have to, oops. Oh well, we don't need it. Anyways, what we can work with now, because I will show a small ship, I won't be using any stabilizers. We can have this, we can have reactor chambers. So we can make a little chamber tube there, and we can start adding some reactor things. But we'll basically start to build just a little basic ship. So we'll add a couple of thrusters. See how many thrusters we have on this menu. Now top speed is 170. Okay, we are reached the top speed. Nice. And we will install a light little shield. Just like that. And a little recharger there, so we have a really light shield. Now we'll go into the menu and look at reactor chambers. So I'll just drag down all these chambers here. And of course the chambers in the final version and so on may change, but well. We also want that gun. Because they changed one thing here, so now the guns actually reload. Oops, I just wanted to turn on some music. Anyways, let's spawn a weapon. We spawn a little cannon here. And we'll place it anywhere. Just like there. And here we'll have our little cannon. Okay. So, here we have logistics chamber. We have reactor mass chamber. And actually we should go into the reactor menu, which you currently need to go through ships, or at least what I found, reactor. And here we have reactor chamber. The minimum size required is 0. And if we, this is the logistics chamber. That's interesting. Reactor mass chamber. We can click on this button down here. Specify chamber. Chamber chain invalid. Oh, that's a problem. This is working at least. So this is the mass. Okay, that's working. Reactor. Specify, okay. Maybe we need to connect them by different nodes or something. Not totally sure on that one yet. Let's just say here. Basically just move reactor here. 1, 2, 3, 4. If we have a small reactor, the required chamber blocks is lower. If we have what to say, if we have a large reactor that probably needs lots of stabilizers and stuff, we only need to connect the chambers to the reactor. But the reactor needs to be well, larger, and if the reactor is larger, the chambers also need to be larger. As I showed earlier, when you just go into this menu, as I found here, I think it says in the tutorial as well, the minimum size required is written here, and it lets you sorry, lets you specify it. And then we can go to base armor enhancement or base shield enhancement. If we click base shield enhancement, we have some fancy stuff there. Say that we would increase this reactor size. Let's make it really big, like 8. No problem. Then we go to reactors, and we can revert chamber, reactor, specify chamber. Okay, it's pretty interesting. It seems that, let's see here, we have base armor enhancement, or base shield enhancement. And otherwise we could select but we only need 1 block actually for the minimum size. So if we have for example defense reactor, we can connect 3 of them and connect up 2, and even third, I think there are 3 levels. Then we can go in to the ship reactor. Then we go to specify reactor chamber. Let's go for base shield enhancement. Then we can specify the next one, and we can go for then this menu open. Yeah, you can build the tree. This is the cool thing. If we have 3 levels, we can build the tree in 3 different levels. So here, shield capacity 1. So we increase the capacity. Like, let's see here. Shields are now 900. If we select shield capacity 1, we will have, you can see, 1000. It's going up. We're basically getting 50% more. Anyways, we're reverting this chamber and just see what we can do with the shield there. Damage hotspot, I don't know what that is. Type heat redux, timeout to 50%, that's cool. So they probably, outage redux probably recover the shield much faster, really valuable. So let's outage redux, that's cool, because that's the only one. Like, if we select anything here, we say shield alpha, and we go to this one, we can specify it, but there's nothing to do. So for shields right now, it seems that if we want all 3 levels, we're gonna do for outage redux level up. That's interesting. So you also seem to be able to level up. It says invalid. Or anyways, we'll look at that later. Go to the ship reactor and this last one, and okay, we can't select that for some weird reason. So I'm just gonna try here. If we make this the chambers bigger, like this, and then go into the ship reactor, can we now level up? No, we can't. I think this is something done deciding, they're probably under construction then. But we can at least do the redux thing, so our shields will now recover much faster. So for example, if we go back to regular mode, and we just bring our laser up, if we select this ship here, we can shoot at it. This takes ages. But when the shield is down and shields are down, we keep firing on it. See how many seconds it takes for the shield to go back up again. Oh, is it? I think it restarted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh yeah, so 5 seconds. It takes 5 seconds for the shield to start recharging again. If I remember correctly, the normal one is what is it? 10. New reactor defense reactor we have there, and we have the FTL chamber. I don't know if that's faster than light, but maybe. So if you have a faster than light module here, we have something called logistics chamber, and we have something called mass chamber. Actually, let's do so that we can add all of the things. Okay, so they look different. That's the maze chamber from the icons, which is a bit confusing for now. And this is reactor mobility chamber. Cool. I think we don't do it alone. Reactor recon chamber. Okay, cool. And here we have the mobility chamber. I don't know. Let's see if we can upgrade it. We seem to be able to build a tree, so maybe we can see if we can use all the 3 level. And then we have reactor offensive. Let's add one more here. So as they said in the stream, it's supposed to be kind of rare with reactor chambers, where the resources will be really rare, so you'll probably won't be able to make a build such as this very often, but it's just to show off. Anyways, scanners and jump drives are included. And the funny thing with with cannons is that they now take energy upon reloading, not on shooting. And this is so that we can use alpha strike weapons. We also have a scanner, which is incorporated into core. Of course, you can make a better scanner, but yeah. We also have a jump drive. It's pretty fast actually for being incorporated. So there also is we have jump drives, but it is excuse me. The jump drives, anyways, they are. If you want a faster, better jump drive, you can build a system exterior, but there is a mini jump drive functionality incorporated into the core. And if you go here, you see no reactor menu. So it seems that we need to go to the ship, reactor, and here we have reactor mass chamber, and we can level it up, or no, we can assign it to, I don't know really the differences, but structure gravity, mass structure gravity, central, y-axis. Okay, so this is okay, interesting. So this is to make a gravity towards the center, so maybe you can make a gravitational plane so that everything is going maybe everything is going kind of one to the middle, and this one is let's see, negative y, so you're pushed down by the y-axis, the most used maybe. And then we have personal gravity, which is something else. Just let's just check structure gravity. Now this little addition to the chamber means that when we are aligned, we will have gravity onto this structure. And I don't know if we can get out of this gravity somehow, but pretty cool to me. We can have a gravity thing. Nice. Now we have logistics chambers, and here we see things like pretty cool actually. Rail speed. I suppose this is the loading and unloading speed for the rails, maybe, for moving resources faster. And this is like the gold chamber, mining bonus. That's so cool. And here we have something that will make your cargo damage resistant. However, as you can see, this is not working now. This has no effect, so I guess it's not working. Anyways, here we have the FDL chamber. So what we can do jump power efficiency, so it's more power cheap. We can jump longer, or we can jump time, so we can charge faster. So that's pretty cool. So I don't know if we can level this up somehow. Oh wow, that's so cool. We can level it up to level 3. I don't know really what's required for leveling it up. I think it's maybe just we can level this up too. Good. I think the level points are just the size of it, but this is so small ship, so we can have all levels maybe. I think it was that way, if I haven't messed something up. But this is kind of annoying, you see. I don't know, I can't upgrade it, so let's level it down to level 1. And we specify this. Okay, we can't, never mind. Let's just revert chamber. Jump distance, power efficiency, jump time. So if we have power, can we? No, can't. Oh well, it's work in progress, so everything is not working. I don't know which will be the thing, if we will have a level up system, or if we will build the trees yourself, or if it will be some kind of mix. But we will go for jump charge time and level it up to 3. Shield base enhancement. We already did that, and we can level this up to. Okay, we can't. It dies when we level it up. That's sad. Here we have the recon chamber. And this is for scanners basically. So this is charge power cost is basically the same thing, but recon strength, that's pretty interesting. And long range scanner, that's pretty cool. Okay, let's set some recon strength. Probably won't be able to test that, but we can level it up too much to level 6. Oh my god. Reactor offensive chamber. What is this now? Missile consumption, cannon consumption. Whoops, no. Level up. Okay, revert. Lock time. Oh wow! So we can lock on faster. That's pretty awesome. Warhead strength. So will it boost the warhead to be like real nukes? That would be fucking amazing. But it says no effect, so I guess this is not working. But for the fun of it all, we'll just set, I guess, cannon power consumption. I suppose it's going to be there. Level it up to max. Here in mobility. So enables thrust blast. That's cool. Can't level that up. Thrust blast. Anti-gravity. So we can neglect gravity. Ooh, and we can do it. Aha! So this will be the new turret thruster tweaking, it seems. So that thrusters are configured by this and not by some weird setting. This is much cooler. So configuration is good, but this is better solution. Adds minus 50% to thrusters config change timeout. What? Okay, never mind. It feels that it's not necessary to understand everything in detail when the descriptions doesn't really explain something in understandable way, they might change it all, you know. It's just work in progress. As you see, half of the effects isn't working now. It is how it is. So here we have top speed as well. That's working. You can see thruster with max speed 179. We sense max speed. Now we are going 214. If we level this up, we're suddenly at 300. That's super fast. And we can't, of course, upgrade this thing here. So how many rows you have doesn't seem to be very at all connected to what level you are. It just seems to be. We'll see how they end up. But anyways, now we have lots of cool features here. So for example, we can just go into it and boost up. So you can see that the ship is actually going pretty fast. And you see the jump drive is basically loading instant. With this little chamber, our jump drive is basically instant loading. That's pretty cool. I don't know. Our scanners scan 7. 7.0. Is that the strength maybe? Who knows? And here we have the cannon thing. Also in the ship and the thrusters. This is still online, okay. Anyways, in ship and in weapon, okay, there. I'm just looking. In ship and reactor, we have the priority menu. So here I can drag and drop or change this arrow. So it says that my shields will be the most important shit. Shield will be more important than thruster in this case. And then, you know, if we have power consuming stuff docked to us, like, I don't know, docked automatic lock-on fire missiles or turrets or something, we can draw the docked, or if you have, you know, docked weapons, we can drag the docked one up. And if we have thrusters, we can drag turrets, I mean, we can drag that one up. Others, I don't know what that is, but stealth, scanner, pulses, missile, beams, cannons. Let's say that cannons is the most important shit. So here we have 0.5% of recharge. Scanner, okay, interesting. Anyways, active effects. Here you can see a list of the cool things. Charge time. Gravity override direction. Gravity override switch. Don't know what that's supposed to mean, because we have 2 of them anyways. Reactors, type power, thrusters, top speed, shields, under fire time. Oh, power, okay, we are more power efficient, I think it was. And our under fire timeout is much better. Now, if we were to be a bit weird, we could actually, you know, if you have a ship and if somebody wrecks your reactor, it can be nice to have a backup reactor. You know, so now we have a little backup reactor. It's super tiny. But anyways, if we would go into ship and reactor, we can now see that we can switch next to next reactor. And we can, if we switch to the reactor, it seems to have the same thing here. It has no effect, but the priority seems to be the same. That's interesting. So if we say that docks will be the most low life thing on this build, and go back here, no system damage, okay. We can still use the ship, you know, with this backup reactor. Even though it's just 1 block, it's enough to power this thing. However, if we go to Reactor and we go to the real reactor and we switch to it, we can still see that the priority, okay, the priority is universal for all of those. That's kind of sad. This is kind of... Oh yeah, I remember they mentioned something on that. So this has a cooldown time, yeah? So basically, when you switch reactor, your chambers need to be kind of booted or something before they are efficient. I'm guessing there is some very cool, like very fancy energy refinement stuff, and that it needs to be filled with power and I don't know, like some weird turbo. And yeah. But the prioritization is universal, which I think is not very good, because if that is the case, then, well, yeah, what was I thinking now? If that's the case, then there's, you know, it can be stupid to switch between reactors, because maybe if I want an extra reactor, I would want it to power my jump drives first and my thrusters second. So basically, if we are wrecked, we can have the escape reactor. If our main reactor is kind of very sad like that, we can still have, you know, a backup reactor, and we could switch to that and load our jump drives faster and get away, and that would be pretty amazing. Anyways, it's pretty cool. I think the new power system, I was more skeptical in the beginning, and it's kind of annoying that I have to rebuild everything I ever made, but I think it will result in a better game in the end if they successfully can make it kind of really good, most preferably perfect on the first release, so that people can get used to it and don't need to wait for another few months to see the whole thing replaced. If they can make it perfect to directly, I think this might be a real good hit. And well, I can I showed you the effects here. This is some green dot glowing here. I think it tells me that the reactor is online and working. My best guess. So if we would remove this reactor altogether and go into the ship reactor, okay, then we manually need to switch. Oh, interesting. Oh no, we already switched to that reactor. Okay. So now this is a too small ship, but let's say we needed to have a bigger reactor. You can see this reactor of 40 blocks is 0.1% stable. It's actually about as efficient as the reactor we made with 4 blocks last time. In the current settings, a 5-block reactor would have the same energy generation, except this is not stable. So if we had stabilizers, you can see that one, okay, yeah. Now this is too close, so actually we need to place them a lot much further away. Let's see here, oh no. Okay, 0.2%, oh no. This is a too big reactor. Oh well, just for the sake of tutorial, I will make this little wheel rod with shields here. We revert the reactor back to big size. Oops. The shape of reactor doesn't seem to play much role from my testings, but I may be wrong. It seems that the values aren't changed. It seemed to be only amount, as long as they're connecting. Now, you can see this little meter here. If we place it here, we can place it there, but no, we can't. It will be 0.0% stable, or no, efficient. 41%, so of course we want it there or far away. And as we continue adding this, it will be more stable. and if we make it kind of, okay, we'll see how many we need. You can see that the power is increasing, but now when we reach 100% stable, what? Even though we reach 100% stable, the energy regeneration seemed to be added a bit, but not over. Maybe it's just estimates, but okay, a few blocks. You can see when you add more of these, when it stops to give you more power. Like there, 4,000 energy per second. So this is basically how to work with bigger reactors. We only have one big reactor, of course, but well, anyways, it works. So that's basically how the power system is working today. It might change, it's an early kind of developing thing, but this is the main outline of the future power system and how reactors will work, or reactor chambers as well, and some of the effects that may be added in the future. So I hope you enjoyed this little insight into the new power system of StarMade, and it seems that the recharge time of the cannon is not changed by the power reactor, it's just to reload energy. I don't know if they will use reactors for weapons or so in the future, but we will see. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this little video, and well, I will basically be catching you in the next video. This is Jim Total Nerdy Channel, signing out.